Dragon Ball, stay dandy, baby. The battle between Goku and Granolah intensifies, but is Goku going to be able to finish this battle, or is Vegeta going to have to step in? Let's discuss it in my review of the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. But before we begin, if you guys are liking my content, my video reviews, and discussions, please think about subscribing to the channel. If you like this video right here, maybe think about hitting the like button. Do that whole YouTube algorithm thing. And of course, if you want to go Ultra Instinct and go the extra mile, maybe think about joining my Patreon. Remember, first-time donators, I'll review an anime series of your choice. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel as I have a big Patreon review, which is going to be coming up in the next week. But let's go ahead and jump into this chapter of Dragon Ball Super, which gave action junkies exactly what they wanted, which was just a bunch of that classic Dragon Ball action. The first couple of pages of this chapter was pretty much just classic Dragon Ball fighting, of watching the characters utilize their fighting skills, flying around, hitting each other with big ki blasts. It was just awesome. I loved it so much. Man, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed reading the first couple of pages of this chapter. So much so that I read it multiple times. I really love when they can also bring the characters into a completely different setting on an alien planet. You know, don't get me wrong, I love battles on Earth and giant landscapes with grass and rocks, but being on an alien planet instantly makes it a little more interesting, and I always loved watching the Dragon Ball characters fight in the woods. I know that's kind of a weird thing, but it gives us an excuse to see the characters dart around trees and be really acrobatic, and of course we get those classic scenes where when a character either gets kicked or punched, they end up flying through multiple trees and destroying everything. But really, this entire episode was just sort of like a build-up to revealing like a big twist with Granolah and why he is the most powerful warrior, why he's not beating Goku in this fight. Goku continuously pushes himself in this chapter by going through multiple transformations and eventually getting to Ultra Instinct, the perfected form as he calls it, where he has the classic-looking silver hair, which is just awesome. I've always really loved that look. It's still so far probably my favorite Goku transformation, and it's at this point of the battle that he really does take charge here. He manages to pretty much one-up Granolah in every single way, and it's really satisfying. But Granolah has a number of really cool techniques in this chapter, and I thought it was interesting that not only is he utilizing techniques similar to both Goku and Vegeta, but we even get to see that he's utilizing the power of the planet itself, very similar to Moro, being able to summon all of this energy from the planet, which erupts like a giant volcano. I only bring this up because even Goku brought it up, and it is interesting that just after fighting this guy, they're instantly seeing this dude who could utilize this techniques. Owe it to the fact that he made a wish to be the most powerful warrior in the universe. It's hard to say, but it still is pretty freaking awesome, you know, all the way. But we also get that sort of follow up on that scene where Vegeta realized where they are, and he actually knows about the planet that was ravaged by the Saiyans all those years ago. He doesn't necessarily know Granolah personally, but he at least knows the circumstances of the things that happened on this planet. And rather than try and talk with him, of course, the Saiyan way of actually trying to stop anything just means fighting someone, beating them to near death, and then trying to convince them of the truth. And that's what Goku actually tries to do in this episode. And we get to see, like I said, using the Ultra Instinct, he's able to basically push him to brand new levels. When we get that nice little twist in the episode, which I thought was really awesome, we get to see that this entire time, with Goku just giving it his all, using perfected Ultra Instinct, that this entire time that he's actually just been battling a Granolah clone. And this wouldn't be the first time that we've seen the clone technique in the series, and as always has been established in the show, their power is sort of cut in half or is distributed amongst all of the different clones that have actually been used, and that's actually what's been going on with Granolah. This entire time, he's been taking hits from Goku, but also at the same time, he's been sort of keeping up with him the entire time, so that eventually when this clone is defeated and the real Granolah pops up at his full power, he pretty much takes out Goku instantly, while he's in his perfected Ultra Instinct form. Granolah is no one to scoff at this point for seeing what he was able to do to Goku in just a matter of seconds. Like, it basically looks like he just basically taps him with his fingers and boom, Goku is completely and utterly knocked out. The dude is not getting up. But then the chapter ends with Vegeta confronting Granolah and for some reason egging him on, trying to piss him off about how he's saying he's about to defeat his race and it's not going to be the other way around. I have a feeling that Vegeta has another plan here, and I can't wait to see what he's actually going to do. This is going to be the perfect opportunity to actually display that Vegeta, yes, is incredibly powerful, but he's also a very smart character. This is going to be an opportunity to show that Vegeta has learned from his past mistakes. He's always egged on villains before, but I think this time it's actually a part of some sort of grand scheme or plan to take down Granolah, or at least incapacitate him in some way. This could be one of the biggest Vegeta moments in the entire series, and I'm very excited to see what they're actually going to bring to that. Otherwise, what's the rundown on the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super? A very simple but very satisfying chapter of the series. Pretty much just raw action the entire time. There's not much more to say outside the fact that the characters are flying around, punching and kicking, and doing all sorts of really cool attacks. I particularly love the one moment where Goku did a Kamehameha blast at point-blank range right up in Granolah's face, and it didn't even do anything. The dude just takes every single attack the entire time. You gotta remember, he's taking Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan God attacks point-blank, and he's like a half-powered clone and still being able to endure it. That shows that when he finally does come back, it is believable that he really is that powerful. Essentially, he was using this to advantage to not only gauge his opponents, but to see what sort of powers he was going to have to use to bring them down, and apparently that didn't involve much at all, as like I said, he takes out Goku like it's not even really a problem for him. I'm really interested to see, though, where after all of this is going to go, like, if they are going to somehow convince Granolah that they're not evil Saiyans, they're actually there, then they've been tricked by someone else, and maybe he'll actually go along with their plan. There's so many other directions that this arc could actually go in at this moment, and I'd still like to believe that we're still pretty early on what they're planning for this arc, whether it involves more stuff with the heaters, which it almost certainly does, and maybe even bringing in Frieza. I think that's what's got me most excited, is to see the return of him as well, and how he's going to mix into all of the things that are actually going on here. There's a lot of potential for this arc, and you know, if you just wanted solid action, it's already giving you that already, and it's already going to be sort of like a great preview for what's going to be coming next. One thing that this chapter did make perfectly clear is that Goku still has so much training to do in terms of actually utilizing the Ultra Instinct technique. And again, I still think that's been my favorite thing about Ultra Instinct, because a lot of the times in the series, whenever Goku attains a brand new form, it doesn't really take him too long to actually master it, given a few exceptions throughout the entire franchise. It seems like ever since he met Beerus, little by little, he's been trying to utilize this technique, and every single time he comes a little bit closer, there's some brand new wall or ceiling for him that he's going to have to conquer, and this brand new wall has come in the form of Granolah and potentially the heaters and maybe even Frieza again. So I love it. I love that Goku is still growing and changing and utilizing new techniques. It's really awesome for the character, and it shows that he has a long way to go in continuing to be the greatest warrior in the universe. The problem is he's going to have to go up against someone who quite literally is the greatest warrior in the universe. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But next, it looks like it's the Vegeta show. We got to wait a month for this shit. I'm excited. I'm ready for Vegeta to be the #1 hero. That's what I'm waiting for. It is time for Vegeta to have his moment in the sun. Let's get it, boys. That's what I'm talking about. So there it is. That's my thoughts on this chapter. I really loved it. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. But I'd really love to get your thought on the episode. You can tell me in the comment section below what you thought about this chapter with the battle between Goku and Granolah. That big shocking twist that he was fighting a clone the entire time. What do you think Vegeta's plan is actually going to be to take him down, if it's even going to work? Is he going to utilize some new technique in order to bring him down? And what do you hope to see from the rest of this Granolah the Survivor arc? Let's talk all about it in the comment section below. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.